everyone, this is Krista from James Kennedy Public Library. I'm here to share a craft with you that will be available at the Creation Station while I am not available to hold a program. But it is a very fun project and you can come in and do this project. What we're doing is a yarn octopus. We have a head, which is just a pool noodle cut down. We have the yarn. I'm choosing orange just because it's fun. We have a rubber band and we have some beads and we'll need scissors and there will be a big piece of cardboard as well for us to wrap our yarn around and make it the right size to put the head in. So that's going to be the entire process. Then we'll braid the 8 legs. So what we're doing is we are wrapping our yarn around here. If you can see, I already actually have it wrapped around that I'd already done this. And so you'd be able to, if you were starting from scratch, you would be going like this and you would be wrapping around all the way to make it wrap into this nice little form here. So mine's already wrapped and I'm going to show you now how to put the head together. So we are just going to put this little piece into here. I have the same color. Doesn't have to be the same color. If you get to a point where it's not the same color, that should be fine too. So we will wrap it around here and then we will cover it as much as we can. This is where the rubber band comes in. So you take the rubber band and you wrap the rubber band around here. This craft is made for ages 8 to 12. So if you have little ones, the little ones will need adult help. Okay, so that is wrapped around and we can wrap the rest of this around here. And we might need to add some yarn. So what I'm going to do is wrap around one more time like this. And I need another rubber band, but what I'm going to do is just take some of my yarn from the end to wrap around here. We can have another rubber band. So this is a little part that when I did the craft before, I did not need to do. I had enough yarn to go around and make it look nice. But since I didn't on this one, I am just making it work this way. Okay, so now we are going to need this cut off at the bottom. You see how it's a circle? We are going to cut that circle. I have really nice scissors, so I'm going to go like this and cut that down. We are left with all this at the bottom. So like I said, I need on mine to attach this here. And since I don't have another rubber band, I'm just going to tie it with this piece of string, just like this. And you can't see, I see that. So I'm just tying down here like this, right there. So I'm just tying right there. I'm gonna have to tie really tight so it doesn't go away. Tie as tight as possible, come back around and tie again. And that will leave you with a nice tight tie at the neck. Okay, and one thing I did notice was that I messed up a little bit, and this is easy to continue to work with, even if you make some little errors, and you'll see as you go, just do things the best you can and fix it as you go, because yarn is really easy to work with and really easy to take care of errors like that. Like right here, this was still attached at the bottom. I'm cutting it off. We will need some strings at the bottom as well. So if you have extra material down here, we're going to be cutting it off and we will be using those strings to tie our braids at the bottom. So now I'm going to cut this off. So I have some strings and that is even, if you saw that. And then I have some strings that I will be able to tie. And everybody knows that an octopus has 8 legs. So what we're going to do is separate these legs into 8s. So we have 1 and make them even. We have 2. We have 3, 4, 5, 6, We're just making them even. You can see that. And 8. So we have 8 legs spread out on the table. Now what I'm going to do is braid every section of the legs so that they stay together. And we'll have 8 braided legs. So I'll show you on one of them, then I will pause the video and I will do the rest so that we can show how to attach the eyes. So I am just going to go through, I have 3 sections, one on top, next on top. You're just going down, going every other side on top of that middle string. And that is how you braid if you haven't braided in the past. And we're going to go all the way down. And at the bottom, we're going to tie with some of those ties that we have over in the other section. So I'm just going down, take a little while. And braiding is nice and relaxing. So this is a very relaxing project. Working with yarn is very relaxing. As I continue to talk and you're not able to relax, right? All right, we're almost at the bottom. I'll give you some relaxation time. Continue. Almost there. All right, so I have some uneven threading at the bottom, uneven yarn, and I'm just going to stop it there because it's uneven anyway. And I'm going to use one of my pieces and tie it. So this is a great project for 8 to 12 because you know how to tie. The little ones will need help from parents if you happen to have a little one. So that's why this project is intended for the older kids. So I'm tying once, tying again. And we have these ends now that this one's sticking up that we can cut off to make even, just to make it nice and pretty. So I'm going to cut that off, make it even with each other. We have little things on the ends of our octopus. So there's our first braid. I am going to pause the video because I'm going to do the rest of this the same way, braiding 8, remember. So I'm going to pause it and come back. All right, everyone, you should have your octopus almost fully done. Just needs eyes now. So we have our 8 little tendrils there, and we're going to put our eyes on. All I'm going to do is choose a side that I like the best. I'm going to use a piece of yarn, and I am going to put it in between some yarn spaces right there. So I have that semi-attached. I'm going to put an eye onto each, I'm going to put an eye onto each thread of yarn. And if your yarn is too frizzy, you can cut off a frizzy bit. Here goes the eye on the other one. If you can see, can't see where you can see. There we go. Not going. There it goes. Okay, so now I want to tie in the front, but then we'll move this around so that you don't see the tie and you'll have eyes. So I'm gonna do that and that, and we will move that around to the back and we'll cut those pieces off. So the eyes should be here. Don't know if you could see that at all. I'll try to get better instructions on the piece that you will have. So that is my way of doing eyes so that they stay on. So now you can see the eyes. You can see that piece of string is backwards there. So you can see the eyes, you can see the piece of string. And it doesn't look the best. It will work better if you hot glue it, and we'll have hot glue available. I just wanted to show one way. I know for a fact, I've done this project before, the hot glue doesn't stick on for very long. So even though this doesn't look the best, this will work and your eyes will stay on. But you can always think of different things that will work better for your octopus. So if you think about anything that works better for this craft, go ahead and share that with the group when you're making this. And let me know because I'd be interested in knowing what you did to make the eyes work a little bit better. So that is your octopus. Very exciting. Can take that home and enjoy it at home. Thanks for coming. Bye.